Calendar Club Challenge, day 18, run number 1 in the books, 14 miles. I'm gonna throw the map of my run up here, splits up here, and my thought process for the first run is the more that I can get done on the first run, the less I have to do on the second run. So I'm going to try to get as much done as I can on the first run. So push through 14 miles, and again, just like yesterday, I am neither feeling super great or like crap. I'm kind of in the middle, though it's kind of teetering towards the feeling like crap side. But it just feels like I'm in the zone, I'm in the game, and that's what I'm repeating to myself. That this is what you signed up for. I'm in the zone, this is game time, let's go. And got through the 14 miles. So 4 more to go for the rest of the day. I'll probably take a few hour break. I'm gonna rest up, eat, refill, ice my knees, and get to that second run in a few hours. So let's get on with the rest of the day. Second run of the day, 4 mile run. And that 4 mile run felt really long for some reason. It might be because it's 90 degrees outside and I'm running midday, but that was not fun. I'm gonna throw the map of my run up here, splits up here, and it really feels like it's game time. The suck is coming, but I welcome it with open arms and sweaty pits. Let's go! Let's get to some questions. First question comes from Corey. He asks, do you evolve your strength training and your stretching based on pains that may pop up? Honestly, with all my training, and this is my personal style, I go by feel. I've been doing this long enough to know how to listen to my body, and I also have to factor in the enjoyment factor. So for me, it's literally whatever I'm feeling like doing that day of. And I will say this, in terms of pains, I've never really had any type of serious injury or pains. The worst thing that I've had is a sprained middle finger, and that was from jiu-jitsu. Well, I guess I have sore knees after I run a really long distance, but that usually passes by 2 to 3 days. So in terms of pains, I never really get them. And just going back to going by feel, usually with my program, I'll have a skeleton of what I need to do at the beginning of the week. For example, with lifting and me not doing this Calendar Club Challenge, I know that on a regular week, I'll need to lift 3 times that week. So for me, I usually like to hit each muscle group at least 1 time. So I'll go for push-pull legs. And I'll wake up Monday, and if I feel like lifting, I'll lift. If I don't feel like lifting, I'll just wait till the next day. I'll wake up on Tuesday. Okay, I feel like lifting. What do I feel like lifting? Okay, I want to do pull. All right, pull, what do we have? We have deadlifts, we have pull-ups, and we also have rows. What do I feel like doing? All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of pull-ups and a little bit of rows. And this is how I personally approach my programming. I know it's a little all over the place, but I know my body pretty well. Plus, I put a huge emphasis on the enjoyment factor. And with my strength training, it's more of cross-training so that I don't get injured in the other areas of exercise that I do. Augie Silver Fitness asks, what do you use to ice your knees? So to ice my knees, I'll usually take a Ziploc sandwich bag. I'll put 10 to 12 ice cubes in there, and then I'll put that directly on my knees. I found that this works way better than the reusable ice packs. At least the reusable ice packs that I have, they come in a square and they're a block, and they're just not very form-fitting, whereas the bag of ice is very form-fitting, so it can really get into those hard spots around my knees. Go Kiwi asks, what is your warm-up routine before you run? Honestly, I haven't warmed up in a very long time. Even with this Calendar Club Challenge, I'll usually just go out on my run. However, on that first mile, when I hit about the half mile to 3/4 mile mark, I'll usually skip, and then I'll usually do some butt kickers, but I'm not sure if you would count that as a warm-up necessarily. And I guess something else that I do is I'll usually get into a low squat position, and then sway left to right so that I can open up my hips. But really, it's only for about 30 seconds to a minute right before my run. But at the same time, if I am feeling really stiff, I'll listen to my body. Usually I'll know by a mile, mile and a half. And if I'm feeling really stiff, I'll usually hop to the side, do some leg swings and stretch at the same time. But I haven't had to do that in a long time. And this is one of those things. Don't do what I do. This is what works for me. Find what works for you. But most people will need to warm up before. Miles B. Running asks, Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts? I would have to choose Krispy Kreme. The only reason why I don't get Krispy Kreme is because it's so out of the way and Dunkin' Donuts is good enough. But for me, Krispy Kreme really sets the standard of what a donut should taste like. Purpose Driven asks, in regards to your diet, is it what you consume per day or how much you consume of it, i.e. the total number of calories you get in by the end of the day? It's both, and both play an important role in terms of my recovery. And this is the way that I like to think about it. So there are two tiers. The first tier and most important tier is getting in the correct number of calories per day. So today for me, it's 3,900 to 4,000. And tier two, a secondary tier that is more of a subset of the first tier, is what type of calories. So junk food, fruits, vegetables. And let's say I hit the correct number of calories. So I get in 4,000 calories in for the day. But all of that is junk food and no fruits and vegetables. Tomorrow, I'll probably feel fine, but I know that if I would have incorporated more fruits and vegetables, that I would feel better and I would recover faster and overall just feel better. But let's switch that around. Now, I'm not getting enough calories. I'm getting 3,500 calories instead of 4,000, so that's negative 500 calories. But I have a lot of fruits and vegetables. This latter way, there is a 100% chance certainty, or it's not a chance, it's a certainty that I will feel like crap the next day. So, all in all, it's a little bit of both. I have to make sure that I get in enough calories, but mix in enough fruits and vegetables so that I can recover even faster. Francis with a two-part question. Part one, how do you dial in when you have a lot of things going on? In terms of how I dial in, there are a few things that come to mind. The first thing that comes to mind is time management / task management. With time management, the more hours that I'm awake, the more hours that I can put in work, the more that I'll get done. So this means waking up earlier, staying up later, but also this means getting my full 8 hours of sleep, because if I don't get my full 8 hours of sleep, I won't be able to recover, I'll be groggy the next day, and I just won't have enough energy to perform at an optimal level. In terms of task management, I really have to think about the tasks that are most important and what tasks can take a backseat for a few days. I really have to prioritize and make sure that I get those tasks that are important done first. The next thing to help me dial in is efficiency. Where in my day can I be more efficient so that I can get more time back, so that I can use that time to put more work towards those important things? For example, nowadays there is grocery delivery. I no longer have to drive to the store, spend 30 minutes to grab all my groceries, drive back, and I save about an hour. Yes, there is a delivery fee, but I ask myself, how much is my time worth? My time is definitely worth more than that delivery fee. And the last thing would have to be self-awareness. For me personally, I know that I am most productive in the morning / afternoon, and after about 5 p.m. I am less productive. So I have to use this to my advantage. For example, in the morning / afternoon, that is when I study for my real estate licensing exam. But after about 5 p.m., if I try to study, I definitely won't be able to concentrate. So with that being said, I also leave my less thought-provoking tasks, the easier tasks that doesn't take a lot of decision making, for after 5 p.m. For example, responding to YouTube comments. That takes way less brain power than studying for my real estate exam. Part 2 of her question, what are ways that help you make sure that you never fall short of your goals? So whenever I have a goal in mind, I like to have some sort of game plan. And I also like to be adaptable as the game plan progresses. But usually I'll have a long enough time frame to where I know that that time frame is what I will have in order to achieve my goal. With that being said, I know that I have to put in the work day in and day out. So usually it's a long enough time frame, let's say 3 months. I know that for the next 90 days, I'll have to put in the work day in and day out. And I always ask myself every single day, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Because I have a realization and I know that I will have to put in the work day in and day out to achieve whatever that goal is. Also, I have a realization that if I don't achieve my goal, then I either didn't work hard enough, I wasn't adaptable enough, or for some other reason. And if I don't achieve the goal, I'm still okay with that because it's a lesson learned. I don't think of it necessarily as a failure. Plus, I get to try again to achieve that goal, and this time I'll have the lessons learned from the first time that I failed, and hopefully I will use those lessons learned on this second attempt. So thanks for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed that video. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any additional questions for me. I would love to hear from you all. Also, if you would like to be featured in video form to ask a question in my daily vlogs, please send the video clip to lifewithvincelu@gmail.com. Please give this video a thumbs up. It really helped me out. If you want to catch another one of my videos, there's a video right here. There's a video right here. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button right here. See you all tomorrow.